been quite a story, and one I couldn't predict it on when I first sort of set out 3 years ago. So I was working in banking, particularly bond trading and all that kind of pressure for Morgan Stanley, Barclays, JP Morgan, and then finally I did over 10 years at Thomson Reuters. But I've always been a bit of a coaching kind of guy, and I was wondering what to do next, because I see time at Thomson Reuters for me in a way sort of running out in terms of what I was doing. So over the last 10 years I've generally been helping a lot of students with CVs and covering letters and job interviews, and I generally like that kind of coaching persona. So with 15 months to go before I left Thomson Reuters, 15 months ago, I started a company called Opening City Doors, and I had a sort of flexible employer which allowed me to do some work on this. So I started talking at universities, at some at Exeter and Warwick and Lancaster University, talking to students about how to get a job in the financial market industry. I then started spending more and more time at Lancaster University, and then I left Thomson Reuters as my corporate life came to an end 15 months ago naturally, and there was my platform already set up to go full-time with Opening City Doors. Now the vast majority of my time is here at Lancaster University. I do financial market career coaching, helping students with CVs, covering letters, interviews, assessment centres, providing industry insight, organising trips with employers, and there's been a further development this year in that they had an academic lecturer who didn't turn up in January, so they asked me to teach an investment module, which I then did for 5 or 6 weeks. It was very challenging, but that led to the next stage in that they've asked me to teach a whole module for 3 months next year, which I'm going to do on top of my careers coaching here at Lancaster University. So the thing for me was that I didn't know where it was going to go, but I knew I was doing something which was pretty interesting and that I felt that I was skilled at and had something to offer, and one thing led to another. The funny thing is, I told my son about this idea 3 years ago on holiday in August, and he said, "Dad, there's no money in that, students won't pay, I'd think of another idea." I remind him of that quite regularly.